Hi, all the students. Welcome once again to Icon Says Cat YouTube channel. And today, on board with me is Atharva Revatkar. Atharva belongs to Nagpur, and just yesterday, he had an interview of SIBM Bangalore. So, we are going to have a discussion with Atharva, and I'm very confident whatever Atharva is going to share with us, definitely the students who are now going to have the interviews, not only with SIBM, but any B school. Atharva's feedback is going to help us a lot. So, Atharva, how was the interview and how was the whole process?
Sir, started around 1 and lasted till 5 in the evening. So it was a 4 hour stretch of a process which was divided into two parts. One was GE, group exercise, and the second one was PI. So, sir, the entire lot was divided into groups of 13 each, and we were given some coordinators, I think two coordinators per group. So our group got two coordinators along with two conductors of the GE. The topic that was provided to us was in the form of photos. So we were shown three photos regarding shopaholics, or let's say the urge of excessive shopping. So there were three photos. The first one was related to the phenomena called shopaholicism. Like, what is shopaholicism? That was defined in the first image. The second one elaborated on that phenomena, and the third one provided some statistics.
Just 1 second. So
Regarding,
the very first image, which actually defines that, was it just an image or some text was also written on that?
text. Yes, sir. Textual image.
Text was written on that. And what was there
Yes, sir.
in the second image? Again, some text was there.
Yes, sir. So it was defining that phenomena and how it is affecting individuals.
Okay.
And the third one I mean, it segregated that target audience into males and females, where it
Okay.
stated that 6% of the women and 5.5% of the men are prone to shopaholicism, or
Okay.
let's say they are prone to being shopaholics. So these
Yeah.
were the three images that were given to us. And
Okay.
then the conductors, I mean the two professors of the institute, asked us to give our comments on the three images that we saw within 30 seconds.
Okay. Okay.
Everyone was asked their opinions. What do you believe? I mean, what is this particular thing that we showed? What is your interpretation? And what do you think can be the topic of discussion? So, sir, majority of the 13 agreed that the entire image is talking about a phenomena called shopaholicism, and we need to discuss the ways how to tackle it. I mean, how to control that phenomena among the prevalent generations. After speaking for 30 seconds, after everyone's turn was over, then we proceeded to the GD. Uh, and so after the GD, for I think the time for GD was around 10 to 11 minutes given to us. 13 minutes, sorry. Very sorry. 13 minutes were given to us. It started around 2:42 and ended at 2:55. So that entire GD was so peaceful that the conductor himself stated that this has been the most peaceful GD that we have ever had.
Tell me one thing,
He
even if the GD was peaceful, was everyone participating in this?
Mostly 7 to 8 people had participated majorly by interjecting their opinions in between 2 to 3 times. Even I did so. So, for instance, I had added some points such as I mean, one of the ways to tackle this phenomena will be to restrict the number of financial transactions that we can do using the online platforms. Then we can also spread awareness among the masses regarding this phenomena. So these were some of the methods that we had actually discussed
Yes,
about.
so all the students who are listening to Atharva do understand when we talk about the group exercise at SIBM, sometimes it happens like instead of getting a topic, you get some images, and on the basis of that, we will have to interpret the images and decide the topic of the discussion. Okay, and moreover, a bit of creativity, a bit of conceptualization is needed, okay, to actually interpret the image and then to discuss in the GD as well. And
Yes.
students do understand. What actually happens is any kind of situation can be there. As Atharva was telling, that group discussed very peacefully, but sometimes truly a fresh market is created. Okay, I think all the students who are watching this video, be sure that you should be okay with both the kind of scenario. If it is peaceful, that does not mean that you will actually presume and you will just speak for once or twice because even others are not speaking much. I think whatever relevant points you people have, keep speaking. And in a GD of 10-15 minutes, if you speak for at least 3-4 times, that kind of participation ought to be there. Yes, Atharva, carry on. So
So
finally,
I'll
huh?
just add some points
Yeah,
to
yeah,
what you.
please. Yeah,
So, so the entire GE is based on three part. I mean, it can be divided into three parts. The first part is to understand the origin of the problem. Second part is to discuss the causes that this particular problem is creating. And the third part is to discuss how this problem can be resolved or tackled.
absolutely.
Uh,
That has to
and
be
I believe,
Atharva, that has to be the basic problem solving approach.
yes.
Okay, so whenever you come across any problem, the first thing is instead of directly coming on the solution part, we should discuss the root cause and the origin. Exactly, very nice. Yes,
So, for
Atharva,
instance,
carry on.
in our G, we first categorize the problems. I mean, the causes or the root cause of the problem. So, for instance, I came up with the fact that subtle marketing on behalf of the Instagram and social media influencers is one of the phenomena causing shopaholicism, the urge of shopping something which is not at all required. Instagram influencers are one of the causes.
Tell me one thing,
Uh,
Atharva, did you give the start to this, GD?
no, sir. I was the one who contributed later on, the third speaker, to be
Yes, but
precise.
all the students who are watching this video do understand. If it is possible to give a start, try to give. And see, in the start itself, you can actually lay the complete foundation of the discussion. You may talk about this becomes the topic, and if you really want to come to proper relevant solutions, we need to first understand the origin, then the solution. So then the reasons, and then the solution. So what I mean to say is, if you give the start, you lay the foundation in such a manner, and then the discussion can actually carry on, or the discussion can move in that direction. Okay, Atharva, yes.
So the problem, I mean, I feel that it was a bit problematic there. We got a very small amount of time to discuss upon solutions. So I'd like to advise all those people who will be appearing that do give a lot of time to discuss the solutions. So divide it in a way that will be more or less equal for the problem discussion, problem assessment, and problem solving.
Absolutely. And
Yes.
wherever you feel like you can take an initiative, you can take an initiative, you can tell the group, well, friends, we have discussed the reasons a lot, but now I think we should proceed and we should now talk about the possible solutions. Okay, you can take a lead. Okay, so the panel will be giving value to such students as well.
Yes.
Okay, yes, yes, Atharva.
After the process ended and we got I mean, a congratulatory message actually in a way that yes, this has been the most peaceful GD that we have handled since the beginning of the interviews. Then our interviews began, the PI process. And so my PI lasted
Tell
for
me
15.
one thing. Tell me one thing. At the end of the GD, did the panel tell the students to conclude or sum up the GD?
No, sir.
Okay,
No, sir.
okay, okay. All right. Anyway, carry on, Atharva.
Sir, after the ending of our G, we were directed to PI. Mine was the first.
Okay,
Among all. So,
okay,
so my PI lasted for 15 minutes.
okay,
First question that they asked me was, "Tell me about yourself."
okay.
Uh, the most standard question to be asked. So I told them about, I mean, everything like I am pursuing my BTech in the eighth semester, then my technical achievements, my extracurricular achievements, my
Absolutely.
project I have done.
So, were the
So
panel
after
patient
that,
enough to listen to you?
sorry, sir.
Was the panel patient enough to listen to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, they
The
listened. They listen the complete introduction.
Sir, I just introduced myself in bullet points. So
Okay.
my introduction is over within a minute,
Okay.
which is why they listen to it patiently.
Okay.
Uh, so after that, both the panelists were professors in finance. So finance as well as the business analytics. So my entire interview was directed towards the finance and the analytics part. So after that, sir, I was asked a certain set of questions related to finance. The first one was, uh, why are you choosing MBA, MBA core over MBA business analytics? So
Okay.
that was the first question that I was asked. Uh, so I replied to that stating ki if I take MBA in finance, then actually business analytics will be something that I'll have to inculcate in order to proceed further in finance. So it's an interrelated subject, which is why, sir, I believe that choosing MBA finance will be a better option over business analytics. And the professor was convinced. He said, yes, it's convincing. I mean, we can understand that logic very well. Uh, After that, sir, the professor proceeded further by asking questions such as, tell me the meaning of GDP triple P, purchasing power parity.
Already.
That was the first question he asked, which I wasn't able to answer at that instance. Then, sir, he asked me about Kaizen.
There are actually two
Kaizen.
types of GDP. One is the nominal one, and when we talk about India's position, India is at fifth position, okay, in terms of nominal GDP, but India comes at third position, okay, in terms of GDP at purchasing power parity. And
Yes.
China becomes the number one economy in terms of triple P.
Mm.
Yes, yes, carry on.
After that, I was asked about Kaizen, the method of education which Japan implemented, and it turned out to be extremely it provided an extremely fructifying result, which therefore um, I mean made India to implement that system in the ITI industrial institutes.
So tell me, Atharva, did they pointedly uh, ask this question about Kaizen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
They
okay, okay,
specifically asked, "Do you know the meaning of Kaizen?
okay,
Do you know what it is?"
okay,
So I was able to answer that. After that, some more questions related to my domain of AI and ML were asked, such as what is the accuracy rate of RNN, recurrent neural network? So I answered stating that, let's say, it depends on the data set which is taken for that assessment. Mainly, it is used for natural language processing. But let's say if the data set is large enough and we have the appropriate equipments with us, then we should expect an accuracy rate of 98% and above. Uh, After that, I was asked some questions about my project. So I had mentioned about my project of WLASL, World Level American Sign Language, which has been patented. I mean, it was patented just yesterday, a
okay,
day before
okay.
my interview. So I stated that my project has been patented, sir, and it is also published in one of the most prestigious journals, Springer Journal. So he asked a question related to that, tell me what was the most challenging situation that you faced while handling the project, the most challenging situation. So for that, I actually had a situation of that sort. Being a co-leader, um, our project was based on social cause because it aimed to bridge the gap between the non-speakers, I mean the people who converse in sign language, and the world of the phonetics. So our project didn't have a significant business value, which is what actually made our group leader, think that it will be completely waste of time to participate in any business picture because it will be instantly rejected. They'll state this particular fact on a face that your project doesn't have any business value or financial value as such.
Agreed.
Yet I was of the opinion that, sir, we should participate in the picture. Let's tackle that particular issue at that particular point by stating that, sir, there are certain projects which are designed for social causes and not only for the business ones, that will add further value to our cause, and maybe After achieving a particular threshold, our project might turn out to be profitable. My argument proved to be more subtle and convincing to the entire member panel as well as our guide. And we participated and we won the first prize. So
Wonderful,
and were
wonderful.
able to. Yes, sir. So this was the answer I gave.
Yes, all the students do understand, especially be ready with your subjects.
Hmm.
Okay, and this question also becomes a very common question. Any challenging situation which you have faced during your project, in your life, what the learnings were, how did you handle the situation? So good. Atharva genuinely had such a situation, so he was able to talk about. But sometimes it happens like, okay, if you don't have any specific situation, think about it. And even if a bit of manipulation is needed, okay, do that also. But be ready with one answer. Okay. Yes, Atharva. After
And
that,
yes, sir, I was asked the last question of the interview. What are your goals? They didn't mention short term and long term per se.
okay.
So I stated that I have two goals. The first one is to achieve uh, a respectable position in the field of manager in the corporate world, in that managerial field. And the second one is to obtain a Sahitya Academy award for my works that I have done in poetry. So these were the answers that I gave for that question. And
Tell
that
me, Atharva, did they not ask questions on your poetry skills?
no, sir. I mean, both professors were pertaining to the field of finance. So
Okay. Otherwise, in your introduction, you might have mentioned about your anthologies.
yes, sir, I
Okay,
did.
and yes, let me tell all the students who are watching this, Atharva, he is, sorry, he's a national level, okay, rated at sixth position, the best poet of India, okay, the best poet of India, and he has written three anthologies. He loves writing poems, and for the last 4 or 5 years, he has been pursuing that hobby. Okay, good. All right, so no questions on that.
No, sir, that's it. That was the final
Any
question.
questions? Any questions about current affairs?
Yes, sir. One question was asked where I was asked about green hydrogen. What is green hydrogen? So I knew about the hydrogen which is extracted through electrolysis, and I stated that I do know about this, but I'm not aware about the green hydrogen process, so I'll not be able to answer that.
But Atharva, if you remember that in one of our classes, I put this question in front of you people, where I said that you will have to discuss the pros and cons and the comparison between green hydrogen and EVs. Okay,
Uh,
right. And if you had some research on that, you would have understood the technical part as well. Okay, as
hmm.
well the application part of green hydrogen. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay.
I wasn't able to recall that, so they were content with the part that I did know about electrolysis part. So they
Absolutely.
proceeded further.
It is right through that only. Mhm.
Yes, sir. And then one more current affairs question was asked. Do you know about the growth of Indian economy? The projected growth of Indian economy. So it was 7% stated by RBI. So I said it was 7% stated by RBI for the next financial year. So these were the two questions, sir.
Okay, okay. And any other question about your hometown, about your state, politics, world
No, sir.
affairs, about
No,
your
sir.
family background? Okay.
Mhm.
So how long the interview lasted?
15 minutes, sir.
15 minutes. And the discussion was majorly cordial. No stress was being built up by the panel.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, okay. Anyway, I know what the kind of student you are, the kind of person you are. Even if the panel would have tried to build up some stress, you would have remained the same manner as you are speaking right now. Okay, so that actually becomes your asset. Okay, all the students who are watching Atharva, see that kind of maturity, the kind of calmness, the kind of composure which actually Atharva is exhibiting. This is the kind of skill which you people should be able to replicate in an interview. Try to understand, even if the panel is trying to create a stress, you remain in your own temperament, you remain calm, understand the question, let the question sink in. Okay, don't directly jump over the answer. Okay, understand what the question is all about. Take your own time before giving a proper response as well. So if you exhibit these kind of qualities, I'm very confident you'll be able to clear any of the interviews, let it be of any IIMs or other top B schools. Atharva, any specific thing you want to mention here? All done?
All done, sir.
Okay, perfect. So thank you very much, Atharva, for sharing your experience. And I believe that whatever things you have shared and the way you have given the answers in the interview, definitely that itself is going to enlighten the students who are now going to take the interviews. So all the best and thank you very much all the students for being with us. And yes, keep liking these videos and keep sharing with your friends as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.